However, in something like this where you have very distinct continental shelf and not a lot of lakes to speak of over the terrain, I think you're going to find some very deep and consistently large patches of ocean. Hello everyone, Thoranx is here, and welcome back to No Man's Sky episode 243, where we're handling our resources. So we've gone ahead and sold all of the stuff that needed to be sold and sorted all the things that needed to be sorted. Then what we did is we spent some time processing our dihydrogen into jelly and back again. If you don't know this trick, it's a fairly easy one. It takes 40 dihydrogen to craft dihydrogen jelly, and dihydrogen jelly breaks down in a refiner for 50. If you're patient, you can get a better exchange rate by processing the dihydrogen in the refiner to turn it into jelly at a rate of 30 to 1, getting you 20 as a profit instead of 10. We just crafted it. It's fine. It's it's almost faster, I think, that way, even though it's a little more tedious. The other way is kind of, you set up a bunch of them and then you forget it. But the problem with the other way is that you have to break the dihydrogen down into groups of 300, so there's no easy way to grind resources. So what we'll do is we'll make a bunch of fuel. Actually, we're going to make more fuel than that because we can. Alright, so we've got about 2,450 tons of frigate fuel. Let's just make it an even 2,500. And we're starting to a little bit crush down on that tritium. We're down to 1 stack now, but the dihydrogen is still the limiting factor. And then we went and we gathered up all of our plants from our greenhouse. This is all the stuff I did off camera, not too much, but we maxed out some of our plants. We got some of the plants we still needed, more Ephesium, Mordite, processed chlorine into salt, and I believe that is it. Our viscous fluids have finished processing in our personal refiner. And with that, we're ready to begin. So let's start by sending out some expeditions. I know these have sort of become repetitive, but I don't want to do these off camera because I feel like there's some discussion to be had about what we choose to do and why. And then maybe by now everybody has their own technique. I personally like to do the longer missions first because they have more encounters, and so the longer missions... Oh, look at all that. That's beautiful. The longer missions are where I want to send my C-class vessels if I'm able to. So we have an industrial mission at a 2-star difficulty rating. So we're for sure going to send our C-class industrial. And then, oh, we have damaged vessels. Of course we do. So we have 2 damaged industrial vessels. We're going to need to go take care of those. Okay, well maybe we won't send them out on an expedition right away then. I think we should... Let's see... Alright, so we've switched our primary starship over to the fighter. Getting very, very impressive layout. It might be time to buy some inventory spaces for this thing. I would love to get more weapons on here. Maybe the cyclotron. We can always shove the teleport receiver somewhere else, get the cyclotron ballista, maybe the infra knife. We can cycle these down. We cycle these down like this, and we can get the infra knife, the cyclotron. We can actually get quite a bit going here. Delicious. I'm thinking, though, we're not going to spend our money on that just yet. So let's go ahead and see if we can figure out which of these frigates are damaged without a heavy identifier or beacon. Now, if I remember the last time we've done this sort of recently, the beacon came up once you get close, maybe? No, that's not an industrial craft. That's an industrial craft. So this could be it. Yep, and this is it. So let's go ahead and come in for a landing. Aye, our vessel is failing. It cannot endure long in this state. Help us, traveler entity. Apparently, I am the only one that can repair this ship. Internal damage containment systems failing. Hull integrity approaching failure. Oh my gosh. If it was that urgent, you shouldn't have waited for the... Ooh, more ships. I just like the way our fighter looks, but I especially like the way this backdrop of this green nebula and these frigates look. Maybe... Oh, hold on. This might be a neat idea for a picture. Because look, there's that. Oh, man. Hold on. Right? Or maybe like this. Look at that. Pondering planets. No. Okay. Back to our repairs. And we should have plenty of resources. It's just a matter of physically walking over and making these repairs. I don't... We turn the torch off? That's a little bright. Let's see. A little bit of gold and silver. Fairly simple. We'll get that power distributor back online. Okie dokie artichoke, and next we're going to head, I'm not sure. What is this? This wall panel? Cuts out in front of this door like this? Oh, for shame, Hello Games. Oh, get that fixed. Figure it out. Alright, so both of our repair sections are going to be up a level. Okay, let's go ahead and take the ladder. It's been a good long time since we've had to do manual repairs. I mean, I say that, I know we had to do one recently, but until that one, it had been a fairly long while since we had to do manual repairs. Let's see if it's going to let me... Okay, there we go. Gold and silver again. I accept these terms. Thank you much. And now what do we need? We need to go to the other side. Oh, dare I try to jetpack navigate this ship? How is this gonna go if I do this? Thrank says, you're a blasted fool. I'm feeling a little precarious out here. Although I guess if we fall clear enough, we'll land on our capital ship, right? Oh, whoa. Don't be afraid of heights. That was a long drop. Whoa. Alright, back to our ship. That was not so bad at all. Okay, now we just need our other damaged industrial craft, which I believe is the one right next door, if I'm not mistaken. Next door adjacent here, maybe, perhaps? No, not so much that one. Okay, hold on. That's... Ugh, we're still grinding into this one over here. Alright, let's get away from it. Maybe this one? Yeah, here we go. Coming in for a landing. Interloper captain. Don't call your captain an interloper. And technically I'm not the captain, I don't fly it, I just own it. Anyways, we cannot bring you glory in battle. For our ship is weak and flimsy. But if I'm the captain, and there's more than one ship, then technically wouldn't I be a commodore? Pretty sure that's how that works. Right? Captain, one ship, commodore, a fleet. And we definitely have a fleet. 5 platinum. Wow, they really lowered the requirements for making these repairs. Oh, this one has so many damaged components. Oh my goodness. Alright, well let's kind of do this crazy, scary jetpack jumping mission again. I think that's the fastest way to handle this. So we got to repair 3 more components, and it looks like they're all going to require platinum. No, up. Up the ladder. I command you. Thank you. Get these master circuits back online. And this one looks like we're gonna go through the door here. Into the... Oh, what is this? Oh, airlock control. That is no good. No good at all. Close your airlock. That means this whole containment area has been unpressurized? Wow. I really think we need to invest on putting some mechanics on board these ships. It's not that I don't mind, I don't necessarily mind having to do the hands-on repairs, I just feel like it's woefully inefficient. Can you imagine if every time a ship was damaged, you had to go to the Commodore and ask the Commodore to stop everything they were doing so that they could come in and manually insert a small little couple of grams of platinum into a machine to go, okay, now it's working again. Like, thank you, sir. We never would have figured that out. It's literally the same every single time you need me to come here. It takes a minute amount of resources, probably enough that you could have just kept one of the geodesite you brought back, turn it into platinum in a refiner, and repair it yourself. But that being said, it is what it is. Alright, let's go ahead and dock. Okay. And now we're going to send off some expeditions. I'm anxious to continue punching through black holes to try to get to the center of the galaxy as quickly as possible, because really I just want to go to Isentam now. Like, that's really just what I want to do. Korvax has prepared routes for the fleet. Yes. I don't think I'm going to just do that, though. Okay, so let's start with a C-class industrial, yep, and then we'll take our Bs, right, and then we'll take a support and a combat for good measure, and that's on the longest expedition. 4 fleet rating, 600 tons, boom, you're off. Off to the races. The second longest is the trade expedition. So we're just gonna hook up here, and then maybe another trade, and then another combat. And 450 tons, you're off. Woo! Nobody should come back damaged from that one. 1560, another industrial, but this one's much shorter. So I think for this one we send... Wait a second, hold on. Yeah, this is a balanced, so we don't want to use every industrial ship we have, right? Just a few of them. So then we'll bring in, what, combat and... Wait, this isn't industrial. Yeah, it is. I guess we'll go with more support. Well, those supports leveled up to S-class fast. No, let's take another combat. There's a 4-star. Only 250 tons. Balanced has a little more to it. Let's get this balanced one out of the way. It's going to be exploration, trade, combat, support, industrial, 5-star fleet rating. I should hope so. And then the Voyage of Discovery. I'm just going to explore and support. Boom. Wonderful. Expedition is launched. Do we want to check out a planet or just warp to the next system? I know at some point we're going to want to turn around and make a lot of money so that we can get this fighter, this heavy fighter upgraded. Let's go look at a planet. I feel like there was a planet here that I was fairly interested in. It was No. It's the one we're really close to, right? Because we started going to it. Yeah, I'm recalling. Yes, and then... boom. So what we have here is a high-mall planet with severe enough weather to have activated copper and aggressive sentinels. Those asteroids are cluttering up my pretty picture. Alright, maybe we need to get a little closer. Very good. Look at that. Destination, planet ahead. Look at this continent layout. Hold on, let's get a little closer. Not too close, though. I want to be able to... yeah, look at this. So normally when we see large continents dotted by lakes, it looks almost like a fractal pattern. And it still has sort of a pattern effect. Let's just shoot this stuff out of our way. It still sort of has a patterned effect, but the lakes seem much larger and more sparse. Threat detected. There is no threat detected, I assure you. Whoa, hold on, look the other way. Passed right by it. You know what, though? It's mostly harmless. Yeah, that's not my thing. Alright, I think we'll just pulse jump our way right over here and see what we get. Kind of near the coast, kind of not near the coast. Oh yeah. That's fun. What about... oh look, it's our weapons. Our weapons kind of hanging off of it. I'm experimenting with these like new and different angles, I think. I like the ones where you can start to see the atmosphere in the rings. Okay, that's enough sightseeing. Let's get down here where the water is. I'm sorry, not the water. Obviously, a super freezing planet like this is not going to be able to have water this cold that isn't frozen, so there must be some other chemical mixed into it, or super saturating it. See if we can find a building to stop at. Okay, an unknown building right over here. Let's see what we got. Large trees. It's just a couple of shelters. The terrain appears to be varied slightly. These forests are interesting. It's got these little pines and then these massive deciduous trees that still somehow have their leaves, so they must not be deciduous. They're just deciduous looking. I wonder why we don't see more barren trees without leaves on these ice planets. I guess they would have to find a way to survive if it's a frozen planet year-round. And then just like that, the land gives way to water. What an interesting planet. It's rare to see such distinct demarcations between land and water, where it just cuts from terrain. Ooh, ice storms and hostile sentinel patrols. Oh my goodness. High security sentinels, incoming storm. Let's see what the ocean's like. Okay, it's extremely cold. However, comma, it's also extremely clear. Oh, look at this thing. Mate seeking, nutritious water weeds, cannot drown. Cannot drown. That's a handy trait for an aquatic creature. Oh, why is everything looking so cold? I want to get closer to these creatures. Okay, so now I think the clarity left the water simply because of the storm. And look, there's more over there. And look at this terrain. When it scoops down and it goes deep, it doesn't really... Yeah, this is kind of a neat planet to have water on. Let's go back to our ship. I already want to go back to my ship. So the big thing that I'm finding that I like about this planet is how the terrain interacts with the water here. And I think that's really a sign of just how split up the lakes were. So you could probably take a good look at the terrain from orbit and get an idea for how everything interfaces. Ooh, look at that ice storm. 125 below. Yikes. So, and what I mean by that is when you look at, hold on, let's switch off of this. When you look at terrain normally where it's smattered with lakes, they're very intermittent. And I think that's indicative of how, even in the deeper parts of the ocean, it's going to be very shallow. However, in something like this, where you have very distinct continental shelf, and not a lot of lakes to speak of over the terrain, I think you're going to find some very deep and consistently large patches of ocean. And that's sort of what my jam is. So let's look for a nice, specific... Yeah, that looks like right smack in the middle of ocean right there. Alright, we're rolling into the atmosphere mid-storm. Not a care in the world. Coming in hot. I think there's an island here. I can't tell. Landing area not clear, it says. Okay. Stand by. There's a lot of ice forming on the water. Its visibility is reduced. Oh. Look at this. Okay, hold on. Slow down. Slow down. I would love it if the storm would stop, but I have a feeling these ice storms are fairly common on this planet. Oh yeah, that's fairly deep water there. Okay, let's get our Nautilon out. Thank you. We can deconstruct this. Thank you, thank you. Oh, it has the bulbousy algae and such. Okay. Oh yeah, this has some rather deep parts to it here. The ice storm has really just kind of solidified a lot of whatever this particulate is in the water and made it, you know, very, very hard to see through. Oh, speaking of, I wanted to transfer all these to my inventory, actually. Oh, we're going to put them in the freighter. Except the one that makes fuel. Yep. We're going to make quite a few of these, actually. And then we'll send the rest to the freighter for organization later. Really? Are we gonna... Coat plants? It says it's an agricultural substance. I guess, does that mean you cook with it? Used for refining. We're gonna put it on the freighter. We're gonna figure it all out. Okay, well now that the storm has stopped, and we have some visibility, not as clear as I would have hoped. The deep water sort of illustrates that. Ah, we used the scanner incorrectly again. These icy depths are a little creepy. Let's use our high-powered sonar, and I think we'll go for a drone starship. Let's just see what our luck says. 5 minutes by Nautilon. No. No. 5 minutes by Nautilon is gonna mean it's really... usage. Yeah, no, we already checked. Is gonna mean probably about 30 seconds by starship. So, oof. And there's the Sentinel. Whoops. Depart immediately. Sentinel countermeasures detected. Oof. Should attack this ship. That's what we should do. We should just open fire, no questions. No. Not gonna do that. Could be fun, though. How about this? Running along the frozen ocean. Or the near frozen ocean. 6 seconds. 4, 3, 2. No islands detected within super close proximity. So we're going to have to be a little artful about it. Where is our nearest island? Right here, actually. Okay, and it's a little bit above sea level. Copy. What the heck? Let me in! What the heck is this? How bizarre. So only some of these... Oh, some of these are a little weirdly glitched. That's okay. About 50 seconds to travel to our newfound sunken starship. Our drowned starship, if you will. And we're just going to go and see what it's all about. It might not be anything... Oh, look how deep that goes down there. Oh, see? It's a pretty cool planet to have a bunch of water on it. But in the end, I just don't like hostile sentinels. It's not really any sort of a planet I want to try to settle a base on. You know what we do need, though? If I'm being totally honest, is we need some meat chunks, and I think you get those from, right? Yep, meaty chunks. And get those from our jellyfish friends here. I don't know if we get them from the little reptilian mammal things. But I noticed as I was sorting some of our food into our paleo container that we really did not have that many meaty chunks at all. 50 is probably pretty good, and this can go back to there. 50 doesn't seem like a lot either, but I think honestly we only had 10 before, so it's better than that. It's not going to let me refill the micro bubble processor. I suppose we have to do that manually. For some reason that one doesn't want to load up. The Ohasuak of Sleep, it's showing B class 26. It's worth 5 million units? Oh, I accept these terms. Oh, we're claiming a ship swap? Yeah, right. No, we're claiming this ship. Let's get on board. Shields down. Yeah, we probably should repair the shield just in case we get attacked. Otherwise, we're sitting duck. The launch thruster is going to need repair, right? Yep. Pulse engine, that's going to get us where we're going. So we really just need 1 dihydrogen jelly and 1 hermetic seal. Wonderful. I think, even though it's probably not the most efficient way to do things, I think this is my new favorite way to make money. Alright, it's like cash for clunkers. Yeah, see, we put that shield on because this system has some piracy, a little bit of a conflict level, and we don't want to get caught out in a fight with somebody where we have no shield, and a ship with barely any weapons, and a bunch of malfunction and broken parts. Ooh, it's a minute to travel to the space station. This ship noticeably slower on the pulse engine. Now, we already proved that repairing these items is not going to add any value to the ship. So instead, let's just make sure we have as much empty room in our inventory as possible. And I think the best way to do that, since we can matter swap to and from our freighter with ease, let's just go ahead and put a bunch of this noise on our freighter. Probably not that one, although it doesn't really matter because we're just going to take it all back when we can. And there we have it. Look at that. Arrived at the space station without delay. So, let's go ahead and we should have plenty of space now. And let's go scrap it. I can't wait. Just gonna scrap it right away. Junk it. Junk it. The Ohasusak of sleep. Oh, it's only worth 1.8 million units? It's gotta be because it's damaged, right? I feel like we already did the test though, and we proved that it doesn't fix... Like if I fix this hull fracture, it's not gonna make it worth any more. Oh. I just had a thought, and I don't know if I feel like experimenting with it. But what if you have to repair... Oh no! Oh, it is worth more now. Hold on, that wasn't the case before. Well, this is an easy way to make money then, because this stuff is all easy to get. We have tons of resources. We're swimming in chromatic metal. All of these things, a lot of them are near maximum. Except the paraffinium, that's quite a bit of... Oh, activated copper. Wop, wop, wop. Okay, so we spent a little bit more paraffinium than I would have wanted. Wiring loom. Oh no! We sent those to the freighter. Whoops. I guess let's go ahead and more wiring loom. Oh, okay, fine. Give me the wiring loom. So let's see if we increase all this money. This might be worth it in the long run. So we are spending some of our resources, and I'm not paying attention enough to the numbers, although I suppose that would be a good experiment, to see if it's worth it in the long run, but I believe it probably would be. Because, okay, so we're up to 3.6 million units. I think we're just going to claim that. Yep, I'm confirming. Okay. And now it's brought us back to this thing. Ugh, the defeat of the moon. Darn darn you, that is not my ship. Activated emerald. Got a bunch of cogs and stuff. Alright, well, let's sell the module we don't really care about. And then I think if I'm being totally honest, I have a confession to say that I don't know when I started this episode. So I'm sort of recording in non-standard conditions, if you can't tell by the reduction in quality from 4K to HD, and a slight change to the audio quality as well. I have this echo I can't seem to get rid of momentarily, but I assure you everything will change back to normal and things will be back as they were in short order. But because I don't know when I started this episode, we're going to wrap it up now, and hopefully it's not too long and I don't have to edit anything out. So we'll go ahead and fly the Defeat of the Moon back and probably look for the next black hole. And until the next episode, take care.